Here we need to create the general ledger document type as an SCA and go for the position button from here by using the Shift plus F7 and double click on this SCA. See here, by using of SCA document type, we can post the transactions for assets, customers, materials, vendors, and GL accounts also. And now go for the number range for the company code of JKC, change intervals, and insert interval Shift plus F1. Here the number predefined it was 01 and the year will be the 2016 and the from number from 1000 to 1999. Let's make the enter and save. So this was what we can call as a defined document type and number ranges. Defined document types and number ranges. And after that, let's make the transactions. That means this is the level which we are calling as an fourth level, or which we can call as a testing and the training level, which we need to make the things here from the posting of a general ledgers. Posting of a general ledger transaction. Here from posting of a general ledger transaction. Here, for the posting of a general ledger transaction from the user level, this was considered on the user level, not in the customization level. That's why the menu path will become from easy access screen, accounting, financial accounting, and there general ledger. From there, document entry, under that general posting. Here, accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, document entry, and then general posting. And the transaction code for this one is the transaction code for this general ledger postings is F dash 02 dash 02. So what was the purpose of the F dash 02? The transaction code of the F dash 02 is used for maintaining of the or posting of a transactions.
So
For
I'm not able to see the screen.
just a second, I will check that. Okay, just a second, just a second. Let me check it. No, just a second, let me check it. Yeah, tell me. Second. ఇప్పుడే అవుతుందా? అంటే ఈ రేపు మార్నింగ్ పంపిస్తారా అది ఇప్పుడు పంపించేస్తారు అంటే 10 o'clock అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇది రోజు కూడా పంపిస్తారు 10 o'clock సాటర్డే ఇమ్మీడియట్గా రమ్మను సార్ ఇప్పుడు అర్జెంట్ ఉంది లేదు లేదు ఇమ్మీడియట్ అర్జెంట్ ఉంది సార్ now can you able వాళ్ళు
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right okay. From here go for the general posting. Okay, immediately సార్ ఎందుకంటే చెప్పారు ఇమ్మీడియట్ అర్జెంట్ so the document date. What would be the document date? That means whatever the document date in the sense of when the transaction was done. Whenever the transaction was done, the date which we are calling as a document date. Document date. So here we need to use the document date as something like that 10/01/2017 and it was a document type of the SCA and the company code was JKC The transaction was done on 10/01/2017, but I am posting the transactions on 15/01/2017, and it was the period of, say for example, it was in the first month. April is in the first period. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, Jan. That means it will become as a 10th period. And which I am using the currency of INR. This all the six fields, a combination of these six fields, which we are calling as a header data. So when you are facing up an interview, the interviewer is asking that, what do you mean by a header data? And we can say that the header data is the combination of the document date, posting date, document type, company code, and as well as the currency. The combination of these six fields, which we are calling as an header data. The combination of these six fields, which we are calling as a header data. And after giving up the header data, let's come down here, and it will be automatically showing as an PSTK, that means posting key. Here the posting key will be shown as an 40. So in SAP terminology, the 40, the 40 for the general ledger posting it is 40. Z, account type of the G, that means general ledger, and the transaction type of D, that means debit. So document type of the something and SA, and the transaction type is GD, general ledger posting, that is the 40. And even if you want to post or if you want to make the debit entry in which ledger, here it was the ledger of, in the company code of JKC, I want to post a transaction of rent paid. I want to make a transaction of rent paid account, and the rent paid account has to be or should be debited, and enter. Enter. And how much of the amount it should be? Let's take the 50K, and what would be the text? Here I am giving that being rent paid for the month of December 2016. And first we have done the debit. Next, what will be the question? 40 is a GL debit. And again it asking about of the posting key. Then we have to give it here as a 50. Because in a 50 in the sense of it was in a GL credit. Debited has been done by through the rent account, and it has been credited in the GL account of, from the GL account of cash in hand. Enter. Star. What will be the star? In the sense of whatever the amount which we have given in the previous line item, the same line item amount has to be comes into this, which we are calling that as an star. That means the same amount will be copied into the from previous line item to here. And the text plus, it means same text whatever we have mentioned in the previous item, same text has to become for this credit also. From there, can you go for document, simulate. Even without of the simulation also we can make the same. But without of the simulation we can make the same. It will not showing any transaction report line item. It will be directly goes for the C. But if you can go for the simulate, it will be showing like this transaction. Rent account it add to cash account and make it say. Now it will be showing the transaction number 1000. Why? Because for the document type of the SCA, we have given the document number register 1000 to 1999. That's why it will be showing as a document number is 1000. Document number is 1000. From there again, if we can post another type of the transactions, let's see. Debited, okay fine, the same thing. Debited. And in which account it has been debited. And I am giving here as a debited in the rent account. Okay. And let's take the 30,000. And here I'm giving here as a name. Being Godown rent paid for the month of December fine, and from there 50 general credit, general ledger credit, and from there it has been credited from the account of cash in hand with the rupees of 12,000 only. I'm not giving the star. If you can give in the star, the same amount will be copied. But I've given the only 12,000 plus again I'm giving the 15. That means transaction which we can call as a single debit and multiple credits. In the multiple of the credit which I am giving here as a cash at office. The remaining amount is 30,000 which I have given. 12,000 it has been done. The remaining is 18K. Yeah. Plus document simulate. Document simulate. That means here we have done the single debit and multiple of the credits. Let's just make it same. This is watch. It means whatever we have done, whether it is the single debit or a single credit, or else it can be the single debit and multiple credits also, it will be possible. And after completion of this, being as a client in the testing level, which I am asking, okay means which you have done the general ledger posting, that will be great. It was done. And even if I want to see the report, even if you want to see the report, is it will be possible for me or not? Is it will be possible for me or not? Even if it was possible, how can I? Even if it can be possible, how can I? Then, we will go for like this. Reports. Here two types of reports will be there. The first one will be the display balances. Display balances. For this, the menu path is from easy access screen, accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, general ledger, account, account, display balances, display balances. And for this, transaction code is, the transaction code here it was FS10N. And for this, transaction code is FS10N. Let's check it out. General ledger, account, display balances, display balances, and which ledger you want to see the report? I want to see the report of rent paid. That means paid, it should have all the debit items. And make it execute by using the F8. By using the F8, it will be showing that in the 10th period in the sense of, because nothing but like in a first month, it means Jan. In the Jan, totally we are having, in the Jan, totally we are having 80,000. But can't we say that this 80,000 is in a single transaction? 80,000 was done. It means by the monthly wise report it was okay. It means for this month It was done. The total transactions of 80,000. And now, this was okay. But how much it was okay in the sense of here we can say that, here the system will display the GL account balance report with period wise totals. Period wise totals. When we have seen this report for them, for the client, they are happy. But how much they are happy in the sense of, so whatever that was done, it will be showing as a balance. But if the client is asking that, okay boss, this was good, but I want to see the report by the transaction wise. Is it possible or not? Or else if it is possible, how it works. Let's see. Now we will go for the second one. Display change, line item. Display change, line item. In the same menu path, go for here, display change, line item. Here the transaction code is FBL 3N. Let's see what will happen here. Display change line item. And which ledger we want to see the report? For the ledger of rent paid. And even if the rent paid can have all the debits and credits, which one you want to see? I want to see all the items. Then execute. Then execute. See here, one is the 50,000 and one is the 30,000. And even if you want to change the layout also, we can possible. Just click on the change layout, and these are the fields will be there at present, which we are having in the report. Now, from here, I don't want to see the business area and as well as the tax code and the clearing document. Just select those of the document, those of the fields, and make it left. Means make it here. Only these fields will be shown. Now, if you can see, the business area clearing document will be shown here. Now we can make it. Those should not be visible here. That means even if the client is asking to, if the client has been asked to, I need a report with some of the fields, not with total fields also. It is also possible by using with the line item display by making up like this. And even if the client is asking to print the report of this one, I need to maintain the print of this output. Then for that, list, export, which type of the format you want to export this one. Either for the Word or the spreadsheet or in the local file. I am taking here as a local file as an RTF format and just press enter. Where you want to save this file, whatever you are going to do, where you want to save this file. I want to save this file in the computer, in the E drive as a GL report. Done. Hello. It was done. Let's check it out. Instead of in the computer, in the E drive, which we have mentioned with the GL report of the RTF, it will be like this. So, as like as in the same way, we can create all the lectures and the reports, and even We can make the printouts of those of the reports also like this. So this is what we can call as an general ledger postings and as well as the general ledger reports. Here, the client has been made one question. What exactly it was? What the client is asking here, if any situation, if I have done any wrong posting, that means I want to post the transaction of the rent account data to cash account. But unfortunately, I have done a mistake. Instead of the rent account data to cash in hand, I have posted the rent account data to cash at office. Then what we have to do? Is there any solution for making of a any uh, edit the transaction? Frankly say that it was not possible. Why? Because on SAP, whenever we are posting any transaction, there is no option to change or delete that particular transaction. Simply what we have to do that, we need to make any reverse entry for that wrong. Whatever we have done, rent account into cash account, make it opposite entry for the rent account into cash account. It means automatically the transaction will begin to close, cancels. For making of that, which we are calling as a reversal. And now we are going to discuss about of the reversals. Let's start with the reversal. So, what is the main purpose of these reversals? Reversals. Reversal means if any wrong entry posting transaction was done, that means if any wrong entry transaction was done, there is no option to delete or change the transaction, At that time, we need to make a reverse entry, for that particular wrong entry. Is called as reversals. Here we have two types of reversals. Here we have two types of reversals, and the first one, which was called as an individual reversal, and the second one, which we can have in mass reversal. And what would be the difference in between of the individual and mass reversal? So, if we want to make one entry as a reversal, we can use the individual reversal. Instead of that, if we can have the multiple of transactions, multiple of entries, either in serial or not, we can make all the transactions reversal by using mass reversal. And one more note here, which we need to identify is all the reverse entry transactions, can be shown with the document type of AB. all the general postings will be shown with the SCA, and all the reverse entry transactions will be shown with the document type of the AB. Now, let's go for the making of a reverse. For making of a reverse, whether it is an individual reversal or a mass reversal, the menu part will be like this. From easy access screen, accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, document, reverse, under that individual reverse, and as well as mass reverse. Both are in the same menu bar. Let's check it out. From here, here from accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, document, reverse, individual, and mass. For the individual reversal, it was an FP08, and the mass reversal, it was on a F dot X. One is the mass reversal and second one is the individual reversal. Let's start with the individual reversal. Let's start with the individual reversal. And which transaction number you want to make a reverse? In before of that, just open another session. With the GL line items. It is in FPL3N. In the company code of JKC. And I want to see the report of JKC for the rent paid for all the items. And there. I want to make the reverse entry transaction for the transaction number of 1001. So here 1001 and the company code JKC in the financial year of 2016, and here it is asking about of the reversal reason. That means here most of the time we are using the three type of reasons: 01, 02, 03. 01 means, for example, the wrong entry transaction was done on the date of 15, but we are making the reverse entry of the 15 number transaction, sorry, 15 posted transaction on 19. That means if you want to post the transaction of 1001 and making it of the reverse on 1901, that means whenever it was posted, you want to make the reverse of the transaction on today's date, then we can use the reversal in current period. It was a 0. Even if it is the 02, what was the 02 in the sense of? And the previous period of or closure period of last date, it will be going to post the reverse entry using by the 02. Otherwise, if we can make the 03, whenever wrong entry has been posted on that same day, it has to be shown as a reverse, then we can use the 03. But most of the time, generally we are using the 03 of the reversal reason. Why? Because even the wrong entry has been posted in before the 2 months. But making of the reverse on today's date, but the reverse entry has to be shown in the transaction book. That's what is in it, 03. Even if we want to see the transaction, whatever we are going to make a reverse, display before reversal, I can watch the report like this. So if you don't have to see the transaction. I'm confirmed to make a reverse. Let's go for the document. See, automatically it shows the 1000. But in the report, this is the report. Just come back from here and make it as an execute. And it will be shows that the entry was reversed on the same date, but the document type is AB. Means we need to make an analyzation of that one. Whenever we have seen in the report of GL as a document type of AB, that's it was called as a reverse entry. And it was an SA, that's it was a general ledger question. SA is for the general ledger question and AB is for the reverse entry. This was an individual reverse. We can make only the reverse of one transaction. Even if I want to make the multiples, let's go for the mass reversal, give the company code and give the from entry. As we said, if those are in the serial order, we will make from and to, direct from 1000 to 1015. I want to make reverse of all. But here what we are going to say that I don't want to make the reverse of all. I want to make a reverse of some of the transactions which are not in the serial order. Then we will go for the multiple selection and which of the transactions you want to make a reverse. Let's take the 1000 and 1002 and 1008, 1011, 1015 and even including with this 1020 onwards to 1025. I want to make all those also. Give a single values here and make the ranges also here and just make the execute and just go for execute. So we have selected only one transaction. So if you want to see the transaction what it was, just click on it and here it is. And make it back and click on the reverse. Automatically the process was done. Even if you can see the report, it was clear. It means no more other transaction was done here. Whatever the transaction was done till now, everything has been reversed. Everything has been reversed. So whenever the client is asking to make the reports like this, and even whenever the client is asking to show me that if you have posted any wrong in the transaction, what we need to do that? We need to make it like this, which is called as a reverse service.